A very good morning to all. In the last class, we started with the chapter Our Green World, and we learned about renewable resources and non-renewable resources. So today, let's move on to a new topic. Today, let's learn about taking care of renewable resources. So you all know what is a renewable resource. So what is a renewable resource? A resource that can be used repeatedly and can be replaced by natural process. We call it as renewable resources. So we know that these resources are available in unlimited amount. We can say they are available in abundance. They are inexhaustible. So because they are available in unlimited amount. So that doesn't mean that we can use these resources in the way we like. We should take care of these renewable resources. We should use these renewable resources very carefully. If we do not take care of them or if we do not use them carefully, what happens? These resources will easily run out. So, we need to take care of renewable resources. Though they are available in abundance, it is our duty to take care of these renewable resources. We should use these resources very carefully. Otherwise, these resources will run out someday. So we all know that there are some activities like dumping of waste from home, waste from factories, then harmful gases that are emitted from motor vehicles. All these pollute our environment. These pollute our renewable resources such as air, water, soil, etc. What happens when these harmful gases are emitted from the motor vehicles? It will affect or it will pollute the air. It will pollute the air which is around us. We all need clean air to breathe, right? So when these harmful gases are emitted from motor vehicles, what happens? It pollutes the air. It pollutes the air. Then when we dump waste into water, what happens? It pollutes water. Can we use these polluted water? No, we cannot use these polluted water. So it is our duty to take care of renewable resources. We should use them carefully. So, taking care of renewable resources is very, very important. Now, let's discuss about water. So, we all know water is a renewable resource, which means it can be used repeatedly and can be replaced by natural process. So, why it is called as renewable resource? Because it can be renewed. It can be renewed by the water cycle. You know what is a water cycle? The continuous natural process that occurs in the nature. We call it as water cycle. So we all know that heat from the sun changes the water into water vapor. This water vapor mixes with the air and it rises upwards. As it reaches certain height, it cools down and it changes into tiny water droplets, and this water droplets forms clouds. Then some of the water droplets become bigger. As they become heavier, they fall into the ground as rain. So this process continues in the nature. So that continuous process, we call it as water cycle. So water is renewed by water cycle. It is a renewable resource. Why? Because it can be used repeatedly and can be replaced by natural process. So it is called as a renewable resource. Then we know that water is very, very important for all living things, right? So let it be plants, animals or human beings. We all need water to live. Water is very, very important for the survival of all living things. Even we need water for all day-to-day activities, right? For washing clothes, for washing vessels, for brushing, for doing everything. For watering plants, we need water. For drinking, we need water. So water is very, very important. It is very important for the survival of all living things. But due to some actions, we pollute water by dumping waste into water. We pollute the water. What happens when we pollute water? Can we use that water? No. We cannot use polluted water. We cannot use that polluted water for drinking, or even we cannot use it for any purposes. So we should not pollute water. And polluted water harms plants, animals, and even human beings. So it is very, very important that we should never pollute water. Now let's see the steps to reduce water pollution. So let's read this one by one. See the first one. Do not dump garbage in water bodies. This is one of the most important steps you need to follow. That is, you should not dump garbage into water bodies. You should not dump all these waste into the rivers, lakes, oceans, etc. So what happens when you dump all these garbages into water bodies? We all know that oxygen is present in water. So as you dump all these waste materials into water, the oxygen which is present in water gets reduced. So we all know that there are animals that lives in water. So as the amount of oxygen reduces, this will greatly affect the animals that live in water. So this is very, very important that you should not dump any garbages into water. The second point, do not allow sewage water to run into water sources. Sewage water means the wastewater from our home or from factories. We should not allow these wastewater to run into water sources. What happens if we do like that? It can infect the water and it can cause diseases. So it is very, very important not to allow sewage water run into water bodies. Third point, reduce the use of detergents and soaps. This can cause problem to the aquatic animals. So we should reduce the use of detergents and soaps. So these are some of the ways in which we can reduce water pollution. Now let's learn about ways to conserve water. So we all know that water is important for the survival of all living things. And it is important to conserve water. It is very, very important to save water. So let's see the ways in which we can save water. See the first point. Don't keep the tap running while washing clothes, which means that we should close the taps when not in use. While washing clothes or while brushing teeth, we should not keep the tap running. So when we are not using, we should always close the tap. See the second point. Close taps properly and fix leaking taps. If there is any leaking tap, we need to repair it and we need to close the taps properly after use. The third point. Rainwater should be stored during monsoons. So during this time, we can store water. So collecting and storing of rainwater, we call it as rainwater harvesting. So rainwater should be stored during monsoon. It is one of the important ways in which we can conserve water. The other way is that we can construct small dams to collect rainwater. So these are some of the ways in which we can save water. So I hope you all are clear with this topic. Taking care of renewable resource and water, a valuable resource. We'll meet in the next class. Till then, thank you.